Wahoo! Hello, everyone. Um, I've not been doing too well on the streaming front lately, or just generally the existing front lately at all. Um, but for absolutely no particular reason at all, I decided I want to replay the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy before January for absolutely no reason at all. Definitely not one that is related to Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion, Ever Cold. And I decided that I'm gonna try to do pre-recorded bits now because maybe it works. I wanna keep existing. I wanna make content. Um, but I'm really, really bad at existing. So maybe it's better if it's not live and there's a possibility of editing. And also, I'm using totally legit hardware for this. Therefore, technically streaming is a really bad call. Shit. Fuck. Hold on. I forgot to put on subtitles. Okay. Okay. Subtitles. On. Everything's on. Okay. Because I need. Otherwise, I cannot hear. I cannot hear Phil think. Let's dive back into it. I'm looking forward to it. I have a few friends who've never witnessed 13 before, so I hope that maybe they'll use this as their dinner entertainment. But we'll see. We'll see. No pressure.
Days after we awoke were the beginning of the end.
Ominous. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIII. It's such a pretty place, Cocoon. Final Fantasy XIII. What's that Killzone looking guy doing? I've got a vodka Sprite. I never drink alcohol, but today I've got a vodka Sprite.
Be quiet.
Best of luck.
I'll have coffee later too. Meow. Sometimes it's just that easy. Welcome, resident badass.
You alright? I'm not a riseeee.
Little chicken. Best chicken in the game. We've really underutilized the anti-grav mechanism.
They all want to fight.
Good for them.
Good for them indeed. Let's start a riot. Remember when we all went crazy when this premiered at E3? We were so young then.
Give me that.
Mim. Final Fantasy XIV players, if you were wondering where a bunch of your meshes come from, enemy meshes come from, it's the 13 trilogy. Says absolute legend. Run, I meant away. I love this man. The Black Fathers in Final Fantasy are always the best fathers. I'm just stating straight facts.
Hey, hey, hey! Let's be rational now. Listen to the big guns now. What do we do?
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn for the riveting combat that is the first iteration of the ATB gauge. Would I like a combat tutorial? Absolutely not. Get this filth out of here. Absolutely not, because the first couple minutes of our combat is just auto battle. Auto battle, auto battle, auto battle. There's a bit more nuance to the system, but you can't really move a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of freedom. For the start of it, it's just press X to win. But like lazier than Kingdom Hearts.
Not so tough now, huh? Hey, that wasn't like a challenge now, all right? Hey,
Are you sure, Daddy?
time to go. I'm coming.
Wee. Hey,
Heads up.
best baby. Best baby stuck to the landing. 10 out of 10. Beautiful gymnast. Do 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 do. Blinded by Light is such a iconic theme. I'm sure that there is like a nuanced gimmick to the game and its combat system, but right now the best I can do is attack. Is it possible to stagger this guy like in the first fight? Sure, I'm sure it's possible, right? Probably not on a vanilla new game. Just in case. Still 5 Star Wars. Gold Star Wars. Same.
Oh goodness. Whew. We did it. Oh, hey.
Homegirl, so
Just
badass.
protect civilians, soldier. I mean, you are sanctum, aren't you? What are you doing trying to stop the purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Man,
Hmm.
Chocobo, we just can't catch a break, can we?
Nope.
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh well, I better follow her. I'm getting too old for this.
Can we put Saz Catsroy, Sid Telemon, and Barrett Wallace in a room together? Just the best dads. Uh-huh. That should be good. I think. Welcome to your data log. A whole lot of extra reading.
Sure we can get through here?
Yeah, sure that'll do me. This is the current settings that I'm using is a lot more stable than the settings I was using to test the other day. Anyway. Events, Chapter 1. Defiers of Fate. Lightning and Saz are held aboard a military purge train along with a group of civilians destined for exile. In stark contrast to the uncertain and despairing people around her, Lightning appears determined and focused. She seizes upon an instant of inattention to disable a guard, and her impressive display inspires Saz and the other civilians to take up arms against the soldiers. After clashing with army forces, the train crashes to a halt in the war-torn district known as Hanging Edge. Saz attempts to figure out Lightning's angle, but she shows little desire to share. The former soldier throws herself into battle without the slightest hint of hesitation. What could be driving her? Something we'll get to know very soon. Enemy intel. His buddy. Oh, it's unremarkable. You could poison it though, which I find remarkable because that's a robot. And I'm gonna ignore a lot of these other primers. Welcome to Corridors, the game, as people offensively call it. And I call it so endearingly. A very important note. Homegirl's got a belly button piercing. Or at least it looks that way on her model right now, in the textures. And I love her.
It's a mess is what this is.
Yes, it is, Daddy. No more banter from Dad? Please? Please give banter? There's so much reading that you could do on all of this, and nobody cares. Anyway, you thought there was a preemptive strike system in here? Not yet, there isn't. I miss 13.2 already. I hope the audio levels are okay.
What do you suppose this is? The army leaving its toys out now?
The shook animation, like.
Fixing to dish me already, huh?
No, just not answering any of your questions. Keep up with the program, buddy.
Great. The entire army came out.
If that's the entire army, then they're short-staffed. Bonk. I'm waiting up. Say something interesting then, buddy. Bum. If you're wondering why she executed early, it's because I pressed triangle as I queued up the action, so any ATB actions that are readied at that moment will be executed immediately at the cost of the rest of the queue falling behind. Is a nice little thing if you don't want to keep just waiting for the battle to end. And it is a war zone, but it's a surprisingly pretty one. When I first ever saw this game, our TV was not very high quality or definition. I don't think any of us do, Sass. When we first played this game at home, the monitor to the TV wasn't really high quality at all, so I couldn't never really tell what I was looking at. But now that I can, it looks so cool. You have to understand, we were a 4x3 family until until the moment the TV died. Like, there was no choice in the matter. It was just 4x3 because that was the TV we had.
Not wanting to get purged, I get. But taking on trained soldiers?
Better to die than get sent to Pulse. It's hell without the brimstone.
Yeah, well, hell's not sounding too bad. Because this place ain't exactly paradise.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Well, maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey! Guess we, gotta fight again, huh?
And here you can see a prime display of the combat system making choices that are not always optimal because everything moves in ways. Welcome to Stagger. When you've staggered an enemy, you do extra damage. It is crits. It's lovely. I'm sure this was not the first time this type of mechanic was ever displayed, but it sure is the gimmick of the ATB system in Final Fantasy XIII's trilogy. Another save point with another shop.
You must be real nice from up there.
But we have like 200 gills, so I'm not buying anything. They were not alerted to our presence, therefore we have preemptive strikes. And therefore, we stagger people faster. Or at least some of them. Beep. Saz took that route. I'll take the high route because I hear a box. And an actually decent one. Because more HP is always good.
Cold-blooded murder.
In general, I don't think it's a good idea to stand in front of a behemoth, personally, but Prime example of a fight where Sass did all the work.
Preemptive strike.
Rebels!
Except you
So
wish.
much for the element of surprise.
I know how to use items. Please let me go. Another 18-second fight. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of that. Like a fuck ton of that.
Do we turn back?
There's no time.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
The hell no! You're my only way out of here! No! Hey, that might get us across. Right there. Right?
Looks that way.
People give Hope a lot of shit for being whiny.
Right? You leave this.
We'll meet Hope in a minute. But Chapter 1 Lightning is a fucking asshat. And I forgot about that. She gets better, I promise. Suspect citizens of Cocoon are wrenched from their tranquil existence and threatened with exile to the world of Pulse. The purge has begun. The land below is said to crawl with unknown perils, and terrified civilians begin to rebel. And terrified civilians begin to rebel against the purge. A revolt also occurs on the train transporting purge deportees as Lightning's battle against the guards galvanizes the other prisoners into action. The train comes to a halt in the district zone. In the district of the Hanging Edge, a now hellish war zone where soldiers open fire indiscriminately upon civilians. Lightning makes her way through the middle of the conflict, all but ignoring her uninvited companion Saz. She seems determined to press onwards even when the path before her is destroyed by military strikes.
Come on!
More puppies. Free XP. Blitz away, lady. See, the problem with Blitz is that it doesn't build as much, or really any stagger. But it's still 5 stars, baby. So he executed it well enough. To be honest, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to get Anything less than 5 stars for like the first half of the game.
Hey now.
Stay hydrated, everyone.
Not our lucky day.
Deportees, are we? Weapons down. I'd hate for this to turn ugly.
Turn ugly?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
Here's a little judge outfit. I miss 12. Except I'm not. I know how to chain an enemy. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Doo-doo-doo. Oh man, I can still dream this entire soundtrack. I say that both affectionately and with a bit of PTSD.
So, soldier. What's your angle? What? Classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you? Did you think I'm gonna go out there and just tell everybody your
Pulse
secrets?
LC. My angle. I'm after the Foul Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Still happy you tagged along.
Didn't have a choice.
Didn't have a choice. Everyone's hiding something. You are correct.
On behalf of Cocoon citizens, I would like to thank our brave false pioneers and express our best wishes for a successful relocation. Your noble and selfless sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society. Were it not for this remarkable gesture, every resident of Cocoon, your family, your friends, your neighbors, would be exposed to the dangers of the world below. Choosing to leave Cocoon,
Choosing.
in this migration,
Migration?
Choosing.
Like extermination?
Huge.
Hi, homeboy.
You stay here.
I love him.
So sorry. I didn't mean to.
These people need heroes. Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Got it.
What's our motto?
The army's no match for Nora.
That a boy.
Hello, Troy Baker. New character. Welcome to playing as Snow, the actual fucking giant. You think this man is tall? You are correct. You want to know how tall? You think, oh, this must be a relatively short person. No, this man's just an actual giant. This man is 6 foot and 7 inches. I'm pretty sure we need to take this man's bandana and he'll show a Garlean eye. You know? Like, what do you mean this is a regular-sized child? Why is Snow actually twice the size of this child, you know? And I know some people are this tall. Heck, I come from a country where people are this tall. But I just don't agree that this man gets to have tall privileges. I mean, at least we know he's compensating.
This is crazy.
Then take a nap.
Really? Can I?
Sure. And when we're taking a dirt nap, you can save them all.
No, that's even worse.
No dirt naps today. We're all in this together. Our enemy's the Cocoon Sanctum. Their dreaded PSICOM, no less.
What's to dread? PSICOM's nothing but a whole bunch of bluster and bullying. They've got nothing on Nora.
Well, we are the heroes after all.
Let's prove it!
Yeah.
Dressed for the occasion, I see. Another rebellion. The peaceful citizens of Cocoon live in constant fear of invasion by the forces of Pulse, the world below, and supposed home to terrors unknown. Were even a single Pulsian agent to be discovered on Cocoon, panic and civil unrest would be sure to follow, threatening the very fabric of society. To prevent such a calamity, the Sanctum, Cocoon's governing body, initiates the Purge, a government initiative officially entailing the deportation of all those who may have come into contact with corrupting Pulsian influences. However, the Sanctum army is now brutally slaughtering the civilians they were supposed to be deporting. Realizing that the Purge is nothing more than a massacre in disguise, Snow leads the young freedom fighters of Nora in an effort to protect the Purge deportees from Sanctum soldiers. The 13 Days. Day 13, Exile. A FFXIII of Pulse origin was discovered within a vestige on the outskirts of Bodum, 2 days previously. Having apparently spent centuries in hibernation, with humans none the wiser to its presence, the Sanctum deemed the potential contamination by Pulse magic a risk far too great to overlook, and immediately enacted a legislation permitting the Purge, an involuntary removal of the FFXIII and the entire population of Bodum from Cocoon. Deportees were told only that they would be transported to Pulse. That is why we see so many people dressed for the occasion in bathing suits, because Bodum is a seaside town. Or at least was, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen original Bodum. I am more familiar with New Bodum. History and myth. Pulse. Resting in Cocoon's shadow, the sprawling and enigmatic lower world of Pulse is home to a multitude of terrors. The land is commonly believed to be inhospitable to human life, and a strict ban on interworld travel forbids the citizens of Cocoon from venturing there to challenge this hypothesis. Not even members of the Sanctum's upper echelon can claim to have seen the surface with their own eyes. But the attempted invasion by the world's savage armies several centuries ago is well documented. Widespread fear of a repeated assault persists among the populace even today, with colloquial references often likening the world to a manner of living hell. Cocoon, hello. Literally, cocoon. Which is, you know, a reason. From her lofty seat, the world of Cocoon has long enjoyed tranquility. The interior of her spherical shell supports several sprawling cities and a population numbering in the tens of millions. Although a variety of dangerous beasts prowl the wilds, advanced technology and the protection of the world's FFXIII keepers ensure the residents a peaceful and prosperous existence. Travel to the lower world of Pulse is forbidden, but given their deep-seated cultural fears of the place, Cocoon citizens would not even think to venture beyond the paradise they know. The Hanging Edge, a relic of days before the War of Transgression. The Hanging Edge is located near Cocoon's outer rim. The area was once a thriving urban center, but residents were forced to abandon the location when an attack by Pulsian forces cracked Cocoon's shell during the conflict several centuries past. It was since designated a restricted zone, and, with civilian access prohibited, soon became nothing more than a name on local maps. Cocoon's central government, the Sanctum, holds supreme executive, legislative, and judicial power. It also maintains directive authority over the military. Despite the fact that Cocoon was built by the FFXIII and not by humans, FFXIII opt to participate only superficially in governmental affairs, leaving Cocoon's administration entirely at the discretion of the human Sanctum and its Primarch, Galenth Disley. The Purge. To the millions who call Cocoon home, the lower world of Pulse represents a constant source of fear. Suspected association with Pulse means stigmatization as an enemy of the state and all mankind, even for born and raised citizens of Cocoon. The recent discovery of a FFXIII from Pulse near the city of Bodum caused widespread civil unrest. After placing the city's entire population under quarantine due to the possibility of contamination, the Sanctum then announced its intent to forcibly relocate the affected to Pulse in an emergency measure dubbed by the authorities as the Purge. The PSICOM. The Sanctum military is comprised of two main branches: the Guardian Corps, responsible for maintaining security in various jurisdictions throughout Cocoon, and PSICOM, Public Security and Intelligence Command. PSICOM is an elite special operations unit charged with protecting Cocoon from Pulsian incursion. In contrast to the lightly armed Guardian Corps, PSICOM employs an array of advanced heavy weaponry and cruiser-class airships. As PSICOM bears responsibility for any and all threats of Pulse origin, it was PSICOM who conducted the Purge. NORA. The paramilitary organization known as NORA is a group comprised of like-minded youth, assembled by Snow and self-funded by the operation of a seaside cafe in Bodum. Functioning as a neighborhood watch of sorts, NORA members patrol the vicinity of Bodum for trouble. Most often, trouble consists of encroachment by dangerous forms of wildlife. NORA has never openly acted against the Sanctum prior to the Purge, and because of this, the military has been content to turn a blind eye to the group's activities. You know, you can be neighborhood cops. So these are just, you know, a little neighborhood watch. They have a cafe, it's fun, you know, having a little beach club, and then suddenly everyone in your neighborhood and the neighborhood itself gets deported.
Sanctum's gonna pay for this.
Welcome to Snow. I don't know why Gato is standing like that. Don't worry about it, I'm sure his back is fine. And otherwise we'll get Snow to stretch it out a little. I think I'd actually rather take the Nora polycule than the canon pairings in this game some days. We'll find... Don't worry about it. Let's get back into the actual story. Oh yeah, you want to know his group, his group thing? Just tossing a casual hand grenade. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he's fine. It's a lot of dead people. Still surprised LeBro didn't put on some pants.
There are soldiers everywhere.
Yo, boss. What's the plan?
Then again, beach club.
Charge in, guns blazing.
Hey, that's not a plan.
Real heroes don't need plans.
Those puppies were very keen to play. Alright. You want to fetch hand grenade? Oh, I tossed it the wrong one. I'm stupid. But I staggered it, so it's fine. Hey boys, fetch.
Same plan as always. Hit him hard and hit him again.
Sure, that works. I love throwing grenades. Beam. Poke, poke, you're it. Bye-bye. Let's see how long it takes before I have to use my first Phoenix down. I hope I get to make it like 3 or 4 chapters before anything happens. I'm very bad at targeting today. That works. Would you like another? Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, Gato. Also, you shot those bullets through me. It's fine. It's just a flesh wound. Don't worry about it. Snow can take so much more. Also, respect the different body types. That's a big thing for Square Enix, especially in 2009.
Hey, careful with those.
At least Maki put the safety on, I hope.
Don't worry. No one's moving to Pulse today. We'll clear you a path out of here, so be ready
Wait! Let me fight with you!
You can't expect us to just sit here.
Could help.
Yep. Please, let us help!
Okay then. Volunteers front and center.
Here, take this.
Everyone in a bathing suit, please consider putting your coats back on,
And one for you.
just in case.
Go for it. Here's yours. Take care now. Mom?
Don't worry.
Huh?
I worry.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, nice.
Can you show me again?
You got it.
That's how it works.
Her design's actually really nice. I'm surprised I haven't ever seen many cosplays of her.
Yeah. Moms are tough.
I guess some people feel like the wig might be a fuck-ass wig, but
It's the last
I like her outfit. Seems comfy.
All right, last one. Somebody
But I guess it's too niche since she's not a main party member. resigned woman in black, just accepting.
First impression of snow? All talk.
First impression of snow?
All right,
He's
lay
from
low,
Osaka.
you'll be fine. We'll clear out the area. We're going home together.
I actually...
Come on! Everybody up!
Right. New recruits, on me.
I've actually not listened to the Japanese dub of this game too much, since this was before dual audio was a thing
Time to go, kid.
commonly. And honestly, Osaka Ben would fit all of the Bodum people so well.
We're not losing to SciComm, you hear me?
This'll be a piece of cake.
And also, like, I know a little bit, I remember, like, very small bits from, like, the story, obviously. And man, I feel so sorry for everyone who was on a holiday. Just a small little beach holiday for, like, a weekend, you know?
Stay sharp. Don't want to make their job any easier.
Totally not a hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge. As for what I was saying when I was reading the lore entries with the oh yeah no that's why I and then did not finish my thoughts. It's all Evercold related. Some people want to stay blind, and I'm trying to respect that. And I'm a big dum who just has really fast word association. It's brain soup. So please forgive the brain soup. I hope you appreciate my brain soup. Come on, stagger the puppy. Thank you. That one should have moved in. Nah, he's moving out. Damn it. Fuck you. Punch. Ba, 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 no.
Alright, let's shake things up a little.
Let's shake things up a little.
Mobilize beta force! Put down the resistance!
God forbid people don't want to die, man. Also, I'd appreciate if we absolutely do not... My brain is doing the thing, but I'd absolutely appreciate if we do not draw any real-world parallels to what any governing bodies are doing this day and age to anything that looks like this in any way, shape, or form. Please and thank you. I'd appreciate y'all so much. And if you do not know what I'm talking about, all the better. Keep it that way. Live in ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, baby. There's a very crunchy, bone-crushing noise in this game. And I'm not sure if it's intentional. I hope it is. But sometimes it just plays so loud. Whee! Last time that happened, I dodged it. Just because of the timing of how I executed my commands. There is no real dodging in this game. That's some real cover taken. Miss Mom.
No! We got trouble! No kidding. Stay down.
Idiot. You could crawl back for it. Feasibly.
I told you, didn't I? Moms are tough.
They sure are. I don't think a lot of people are making it from that fall. I'm surprised Snow hasn't dislocated his shoulder from that impact.
Get him home. Please.
Hold on!
No, I'm gonna take a nap now. We need to take a... Ah yes, the start of a character arc. And that's the last we ever saw of Snowvilliers. I wish. I'm sorry.
Come on! We have to move!
Right.
Poor kid. Poor baby boy. Same Snow, same. Would I like... You know, normally the screen is supposed to be black here. I love I love emulation. I wish that was just canon, just no fucking dead.
Those people won't even live long enough to die on Pulse.
That was the idea.
What?
Sanctum logic. They conjured up the Purge to eliminate a threat. I mean, why carry the danger all the way to Pulse? Why not just stamp it out here? Execution masquerading as exile. That's all the Purge ever was.
Relocation to Pulse. How does the government get away with pulling crap like that?
I said no actualities. I said no real world parallels. Sorry, I was leaning a little too close to the mic. But I'm very close to just making a button, you know, one of those soundboard buttons with Saz's line just now. How does a government get away with something like that?
You knew this was gonna happen?
The Purge was PSICOM. Private Sanctum troops, not the Guardian Corps.
PSICOM, Guardian Corps. Soldiers are soldiers, aren't they? Pulse File C and their lessee. are enemies of the state. Tell a soldier to kill an enemy, and you really think it's gonna matter what uniform he's wearing?
Might have mattered to that one. Couldn't shoot. Got himself shot instead.
How about you? Orders say shoot, you pull the trigger? Fine. Forget I asked.
Wait. What?
Hello, Myrmidon. Is it just a canon event that the Myrmidon focuses on Saz? Because he's been doing that. Or, like, when I tested it too. Is the Myrmidon racist? Or is the Myrmidon a father killer? Who knows? I don't want to know. What did that say? A polymer emulsion? How do you keep it emulsified?
What's that? Huh?
A pre-rendered cutscene. That's what it is.
Attention purge devotees. Attention purge devotees. Put down your weapons and surrender immediately. Your removal is the will of the people of Cocoon. Should you attempt to flee, the Sanctum will employ every resource necessary to bring you to justice. This land is no longer your home. Cease hostilities and surrender at once.
Sarah.
The first of many times we'll hear that name.
Just what you were looking for.
Yeah. Right in there.
The post-file C.
Don't worry. We'll be okay.
Baby boy, baby. The romantic chord, as if Vanille is not as close of a gold star lesbian as you could be in the Final Fantasy verse.
Here. It's too much, isn't it? Face it later.
Just repress your emotions, it'll be fine. Vanille, I love you. You're unintentionally hilarious.
Ciao.
Hey, wait.
Homegirl's so traumatized.
Made you happy when I smiled, didn't you? But really, I was afraid. I was always afraid.
Vanille and I have the same coping mechanism, which is keeping up until everything is dead.
So, how do you figure that post-file C is different from the sanctums? All things being equal, I just as soon keep wondering.
Time to jump.
Yeah, I know. Hey! Hang on! What the? Hey!
Mm-hmm.
Damn. She can do it, so can we.
Dad of the year. I love this man so much. I love this man so much. He's got such a golden heart. He just keeps trying.
Come on, come on.
There's a lot of slapping in Final Fantasy XIII. Vanille slapping, Hope, Snow slapping, Gato.
What about the others?
1-800 are you slapping?
They didn't die. They couldn't have died. Of course not.
Denial is a river in Egypt. Oh, you get the shoulder damage, of course.
Hey, get a grip, man. What's wrong with you? Get him home. Get who home?
Snow is haunted deeply.
Toss me that.
Neither says nor Lightning put the brakes on that thing before they jumped. Of course not. Why would they?
What are you doing? So what are you afraid of, huh? You're supposed to be the hero.
But when Vanille does it, he's not scared. Does this mean that Vanille has better trigger control than Gato? Like better trigger protocol? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
She's waiting there, ain't she?
Oh, he's right. His finger's in the correct place.
Isn't it about time you picked her up? Yeah.
As far as we can glean, there are people held within the FFXIII.
There's our ride. Now you're talking.
How could they? Corruption, probably capitalism. I wouldn't put too many questions. I wouldn't ask the questions you don't want to answer, Stu, buddy. You're gonna find out anyway. Oh gosh. The Warpath Home. The Purge is a Sanctum initiative designed to protect the stability of Cocoon by forcing potentially dangerous civilians to relocate to Pulse. We've established this. However, the relocation is simply a facade to cover the massacre that ensues. Yes, indeed, we are seeing this. The government's true goal is the brutal extermination of all possible threats to a peaceful society. You know, like that doesn't brood any hostility at all. Having discovered the horrific truth, Snow leads the members of Nora against the government soldiers of XIII. Inspired by the actions with this handful of brave young men and women, the beleaguered civilians take heart and join the battle in hope of returning to a normal life. As if your ID isn't compromised. I would assume like your social security number is now like a big red flag. Then again, people disappear and reappear all the time, right? Surely, even in a society like Cocoon. Just so long as they don't have, like, a DNA sample of you, I guess. Among the citizens who stand against their forces of XIII is a mother who wishes nothing more than to protect her son. Hehehe. Fallen innocence. Cocoon citizens have always been terrified of Pulse and the mysterious horrors that are said to stalk its hostile wastelands. Their fear is so great that if a Cocoon native were to have even the briefest contact with Pulsian elements, former friends and neighbors would consider them corrupted and dangerous. This is why... Oh no, Pulse FFXIII, therefore, everything is a contamination zone. In light of this fact, the Sanctum orders the purging of Bodum in an effort to remove all potentially pulse-tainted civilians. Accordingly, soldiers round up all those identified as candidates for relocation and inform them of their impending exile. However, SciComm, the elite arm of the Sanctum military, then begins to massacre the helpless civilians. This prompts Snow to lead the people against the rebellion. We've said this like 3 times. From afar, the boy, Hope, witnesses the moment of his mother's death in shock and disbelief. Is this new? Let's hope this is new. A massive object is transported through the sky over the hanging edge. This object is a pulse vestige, a lower world artifact that had been nothing more than a Bodum landmark. 2 days ago, it was discovered that the vestige housed a long-dormant pulse fal'Cie. The fal'Cie had slumbered undisturbed on the outskirts of a cocoon city for centuries. Sanctum decrees that the presence of the pulse entity is corrupting, and its corrupting magics have tainted the entire population, blah 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 blah. Purge. For different reasons, Lightning and Saz now make their way to the very being that was the catalyst for such tragedy. Snow, meanwhile, is crushed by feelings of guilt after many die under his command. He only emerges from this gloom when Gado reminds him that the fal'Cie is holding a certain young lady captive who needs her hero now more than ever. Pulse fal'Cie. fal'Cie are an existence beyond human comprehension, possessed of incredible magic power. The ones responsible for Cocoon's construction are protectors of humanity, but there are others of their kind as well. The fal'Cie who dwell on Pulse and name themselves enemies of Cocoon. Truly, have they named themselves that? Question everything. Everything is propaganda, and you are not immune to propaganda. Humans who encounter Pulse fal'Cie are cursed, being turned to riseeee in order to destroy Cocoon. Or so they say. It is for this reason that most ordinary citizens support the Purge. Anyone who may have come into contact with one of these fal'Cie represent a dire threat. Bioweapons. The Sanctum has developed a vast arsenal of weaponry to defend against the constant threat of Pulse. And these living weapons are one of many fruits its research has borne. Ordinary Cocoon wildlife transformed into efficient killing machinery through selective breeding, intense training, and physical augmentation. Bioweapons retain all the raw power and feral fury of their natural counterparts while obeying the commands of their handlers with unwavering loyalty. AMP technology, Antimatter Manipulation Principle, AMP, forms the foundation for a variety of technological wonders, enabling phenomena ranging from phase-space interference to the manipulation of gravitational force. Humans ordinarily lack the means to wield magic, but through the use of mana drives, another product of the principle, it is possible to synthesize its effects. Magitech. It ain't magic, it's just tech.
Hope everyone's alright.
Well, not everyone's alright. I'm sorry to say, buddy.
There ain't gonna stop us.
Oh, my nose is itchy. Yeah. Have some more. Bonk. I do really like that this game just auto-targets to the next target when you have another attack lined up. That is very kind of this game. If they didn't have that, it would be such a slog.
You know, don't go rushing in on your own.
100 gil? What can I buy with that? Absolutely fucking nothing yet.
I want every weapon ready to fire. Stay sharp. All right, on my go. Right. Go!
You'd think it'd be better if... No. You know what? I'm not gonna question the boy's logic. I'm not questioning these boys. I am older than them. I will abide by my logic, they can abide by theirs. Oh, it feels so wrong to say I'm older than them. Oh no. But it's the truth. At least I think it is. There's no way Snow is older than 25. Snow Villiers. How old are you again in this game? You're 21! I'm so old. No, you're 20. You're 21 in 2009. Which means... you're older now, right? Right? We gotta keep huffing copium. We gotta keep huffing copium. Why is this tall-ass fucker 21? There's no way you're 21. At least they got better with it. At least Gab looks his age.
That's a sad sound. Where's the soul?
Oh gosh. Sorry. Sorry for the mouse.
Hey, Godot. Yeah? If you don't know who you gotta save, you just protect them all, right? Something on your mind? You got plenty of time for thinking on the way, hero. Yeah. Ready!
Of course the children gotta do a stupid race. I feel qualified to call Snow a child. Does Gato even have an age? Do the rest of the Nora members even have ages?
Don't shoot.
Snow!
Since when do you care about kids? Favor for a friend. Okay.
Hey, Snow!
Gato sounds the least impressed.
Yo. So,
Hey.
you really managed to use that thing?
I think I'm done.
You're done when we are.
Ow, what's it?
That's the one.
Didn't you have something to tell him?
Yeah,
All right then.
but
I'll go with you.
what?
Oh, you have no idea what it was like. Oh,
Everyone safe?
the army's no match for Nora.
I meant the kids.
Dorks.
All accounted for.
Okay.
Cute little dorks. I love them.
Let's keep it that way, all right? I'll swing by the vestige. Keep the kids out of trouble.
You got it. Say hi to the missus for me. You go skirt chasing, I take care of the kids. Some husband.
Nora Polycule.
I'll be home cooking.
When's the wedding, lover boy?
Well, don't worry, none of you are invited.
We're still going.
Hey, you serious?
What about me?
Nora Polycule confirmed.
Catch you later.
I'm just kidding. But I do love myself some found family. I don't think she... Neil, I don't think anyone's hearing you. Into the vestige. Snow still cannot shake his feelings of guilt. Despite his efforts to protect the purged deportees from the Sanctum forces, many have fallen. The death of one woman in particular haunts his thoughts. A mother fighting for the sake of her son, who gave her life to save Snow. In the moments before her death, the woman begged the leader of Nora to take care of her child, but slips from Snow's grasp without revealing the boy's identity. With Gatto's help, Snow breaks out of his depression. He figures out that if he just goes ahead and protects everyone, then the woman's son will be saved as well. Not entirely unflawed logic, but yeah, collateral is always a thing. After checking to see if the children are safe, Snow leaves the waning battle to his fellow Nora members and sets off with his new determination towards the vestige. His fiancée is still held captive by the Pulse-Val Sea. A boy watches him leave, eyes filled with rage and loathing. To his grief-stricken mind, Snow was responsible for his mother's death. Yeah.
We'll get you all someplace safe.
Stop running around, kid.
I wasn't even running, I was walking, stretching my legs. Now I'm running.
This to Nora. Psychom's nothing.
Please, everybody keep calm.
I love him.
Honey, where are you?
Stay with your family.
What family?
Leave this to Nora.
Unnamed Nora member.
We'll get you all someplace safe.
It's dirty. And then there's the sanctum.
What's the point in living? Everyone's dead.
Well, not everyone. Some of us are still here.
Can't go any farther.
I could have examined a little further. Go to LeBro. Oh well.
You okay?
I want to tell him. It's just that.
Say, you know how to fly this?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. In you go. That way.
Pragmatic as always.
No.
Huh?
If we go in there, that thing could. It could make us riseeee. This is. I don't think I can.
You can do it.
What are you two doing?
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Get back here! You hear me? Hey!
The Pulse-Val Sea. It held our future and our fate.
Mysterious. He sure knows how to fly that thing.
Where is the... Oops. Well then... Guess it's just us.
What did you expect? Even soldiers know not to go near the foul sea. You become a pulse, Lassie, and you're finished.
What do you mean, finished?
Haven't you heard, Miss...
Vanille.
Huh?
My name. And yours?
Hope. Thank you. What were we thinking?
Well, since we're here, let's look around.
Miss absolutely no ulterior motive whatsoever. She's way too chill in this situation. I know why.
Check this out.
Hey! Vanille, where are you?
But this is definitely one of those characters that in hindsight are a lot less weird and off-putting. Except for the moaning, of course.
Well?
That's,
Except for the moaning, of course. Puppy. He's got a boomerang.
You're gonna regret this.
And Vanille's got 3 ATB bars. Extra attack. And also a fuck ton of health compared to Hope. Showing Hope as a little baby man. And Vanille's got a lot more going on than she lets on. At least,
Okay.
you know.
Back to exploring.
Mayhap, perhap.
better stay close.
However, I believe... Does that bring us to Chapter 2? Chapter 2. I'll read the last Chapter 1 entry. And then I'll stop here for this part. And we'll move on with the next. For centuries, a pulse-foul sea has slumbered undisturbed on the outskirts of a cocoon city. On the day the lower world entity is finally discovered, Cocoon's peaceful society is plunged into chaos. The government judges the city's inhabitants to have been tainted by their unwelcome guest, and begins a merciless campaign to expunge both the foul sea and the corrupted citizenry from the face of Cocoon. Instead, the exile they were led to expect, they were to face extermination by the hands of XIII-800. The people attempt to fight back. They're hopelessly outmatched. Lightning cuts her way through this battlefield, doggedly followed by the desperate Saz. Snow, meanwhile, seeks to rescue his fiancée, and a boy spurred on by dreams of revenge pursues Snow with the help of an unusual young lady. Though driven by separate goals, their paths all lead to the same end, the Pulse-Foul Sea. Thus, our fates intertwine. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIII. It's gonna be one hell of a ride.